Good evening and welcome to Art at the Clayton Center. Our show this month is wonderful. We have two different artists. One is colored pencil and the other is photography. I won't be introducing them tonight. We have a new president here at Clayton Visual Arts and a new board of directors. I'd like to introduce you to Amy Beshkatorian. She is our new president and she will introduce you to the board of directors.
Thank you, Larry. Glad to be here. We have Jolie Tucker, Don Stevenson, Barbara Nangle, secretary, Jim Hopkins, Tim Johnson, and of course you know Larry Strevik. Not here tonight are Kathy Nobles and Frank Zepak. I'm here with one of our artists exhibiting this month, August, in the Clayton Center. This is Deborah Coates. Deborah is a photographer, and she has a very painterly style with her photography. Now, Deborah, you were born in Georgia, but you've lived all over the country, I understand.
My father was in the Air Force, and so we moved all over the United States. So I've lived, all over various parts of the United States.
And at what age did you discover you were an artist?
I always liked art, so if I didn't have it in public schools, my parents tried to get me into private lessons or into classes at various centers on the basis. So I've always liked art.
Now, what has photography always been your passion?
It has been since college. That was one of my concentrations at Meredith. I went to Meredith and got my bachelor's there. And then I went to East Carolina, and my graduate assistantship was a photographer for the Art History Library. So I learned traditional black and white photography and how to develop the prints and the negatives while I was in college, and worked with that.
Okay, and what did you do with your photography after college?
Since I was studying art education, I became an art teacher. I was in Perquimans County High School for 6 years, and then came to Johnston County, where I was in Clayton Middle, which was also Cooper Middle at one time, for 25 years. And I sponsored the yearbook staff. So I taught my students black and white photography. We took an old bathroom at Cooper and turned it into a dark room, and then when the new building was built, a dark room was built into the building. And so my students that were in my yearbook learned traditional black and white photography, and my 8th grade students learn how to do photograms.
Wow. And I understand that you received the 1993 Teacher of the Year, Middle School Art Teacher of the Year Award.
Yeah, from the North Carolina Art Education Association.
That is quite an achievement. What other awards have you received or prizes for your artwork?
With my art education, I've received lots of grants, like too numerous to count. But recently, in 2012, I went on a mission trip to Kenya, and one of my photographs that I printed afterwards, called Messiah Glory, was chosen as second place in the professional division for the North Carolina State Fair that year.
And I understand you've done a lot of international trips and mission trips.
Yes, and recently just returned from China in April, and there's some of the photos from Kunming and Beijing that are in this exhibit.
Great. And do you take your exhibit on tour to share with other people?
Haven't done the China one yet, but we have done the Kenya one. I've been to various schools where I've done presentations to the students, and I've been to various churches and other groups to share the photos from the Kenya trip. So hope to do the same thing this fall with the China.
Okay. Deborah, can you tell us a little bit about the process, how you take what some people would call an ordinary photo and turn it into what we see over there?
My pictures are not necessarily traditional photographs. So taking my camera and my computer, I manipulate the contrast, the highlights, saturation, and exposure to make it, some of them actually seem to look like watercolor paintings or super enhanced pictures or drawings. I actually have some over there that look like pencil drawings. So I try to change them a little bit and become a little bit more artistic with the photograph, not just being a plain photograph.
Okay. Where else could we see your work on display?
Right now you can see it on 2 websites. You don't have to have a Facebook membership, but you can go to www.facebook.com/Visual Praise Studio, and you can see there's over 2,000 photos there. And you can also go to Flickr and look up my name under the Flickr accounts, and you can also see the photographs there on Flickr.
Okay. And all of Deborah Coates' work is for sale, and she tells me that 10% of the sales go to the Hokut Mission Fund. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
I'm here with Jackie Balog. She is a watercolorist and color pencil illustrator. Jackie is from New Jersey, but Jackie, you've been in Willow Spring for how long now?
10 years.
10 years. I can tell by your work that you obviously love nature and animals. At what age did you discover you were an artist?
Well, when I was little, I did it all the time, but I started taking lessons at 10, the age of 10.
And how did you become an illustrator?
Well, I usually just illustrated everything, but I went to school for 3 years at a professional school for illustration, and then went on for my degree.
And after that, did you teach?
Yes, I taught. I taught for 32 years. I was also an assistant medical illustrator at Hahnemann Hospital for about 6 months, and then I went back to teaching.
Okay. And you continued to illustrate on the side?
On the side, yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you create? Is it all out of your head? Do you use reference photos?
I use reference photos. I take my own photos, and then I'll combine several different ones into a composition, and then work from there.
Well, your work is beautiful, and I see a lot of whimsy in some of your pieces, particularly the owl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I love the rats that are behind us. I understand you've won some awards or prizes.
Yeah,
and
since
shows.
I've had several awards done up in watercolor up in Jersey, where the companies have bought the painting. And then I had first, when I moved down here, I entered the fair, and I won first in professional about 4 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I won second. And then last year, I won the Commissioner of Agriculture Award.
Wow.
So.
That's quite a large pool to be selected from. Jackie, where else could we see your work?
On the CPSA 114 website, which is the Colored Pencil Society chapter here. I also have stuff over at Cary at Town Hall. And there's, the Colored Pencil Group also has down at the aquariums in Manio. We have an exhibition down there now.
Okay.
So those are some of the places.
Okay, well, Jackie's work will be here on display at the Clayton Center throughout the month of August, and all her work is original and it is for sale. Thank you very much,
Thank
Jackie.
you.
So next month at the Clayton Center, what you will see is the competitors for this year's annual art fair. And to enter, you need to go to our website, or there are a couple locations in town, the Coffee Mill and Right Angles Frame Shop. But you could print out this form online, and there's a entry form to fill out. The deadline is August 26th. We have some amazing prizes. We have the Margaret Ritchie Award for Excellence. It's a $750 prize for a painting. And we also have a $750 prize for photography. Also, the judge will award 3 prizes in each category, painting and photography. And we have a People's Choice Award. So we hope you'll join us next month. There will be lots of different artists here, lots of art to see, and we are also going to try to have a purchase award where we're inviting local businesses and patrons to come and purchase one of the paintings. The reception for the art fair will be September 4th, Thursday, from 6 to 7:30.